Welcome to Swimming Hole Heaven at Lake Wabi on K'gari, the world's largest sand island. It's the Hammerstone Sandblow, that huge expanse of sand that you can see here from the viewing platform, that makes this lake so unique. Unfortunately, the lake is mostly hidden behind the trees here, obscured from view, so I'll have to do some walking to get a better view. From the car park, which incidentally does have toilets, it's a short, flat walk to the viewing platform. Then, moderately steep downhill to the Sandblow. When you hit the Sandblow, here's where things start to get interesting. Behind me is a normal forest with a healthy understory. But in front of me, only a few metres away, that understory is slowly being smothered by the ever-advancing Sandblow. You have to scale the leading edge of the dune, essentially up through the forest canopy. Before emerging out onto the Sandblow. So big and breathtaking is the Sandblow that it feels almost widescreen cinematic. So much so that I half expected Omar Sharif and his camel to come riding over the horizon. When we put ourselves out in nature, sometimes we're reminded of how well our bodies are suited to the environment once we get rid of some of the trappings of civilization, like sandals, because it was a lot easier to walk across this dune without them. One edge of Lake Wabi is bounded by the Sandblow, which is slowly gobbling up the lake. So don't leave it forever to get here for a swim, because this lake apparently only has a couple more decades before it will have disappeared altogether. The slope of the dune is so steep that people have seriously injured themselves running down the bank into the water, and the practice is now prohibited. Because the bank is so steep, there's also very little room at the water's edge. But for the time being, there's plenty of room in the water. And unlike other lakes on the island, because of the different way this one was formed, it very quickly gets very deep. Also unique is the colour underwater, which is a bright orange near the shore. Only a metre from the shore and it's already waist deep. But you can see how clear it is by the soles of my feet. Now, this is normally where I'd end a video like this, but because the driving conditions are probably not what a lot of people are used to, here's a snapshot of the road into Lake Wabi. I expected the worst, but was actually surprised that the condition of the Lake Wabi road was much better than the main road from Kingfisher Bay. Overall, the sand was a lot firmer with shallower wheel ruts, and although it's a single lane two-way road, there were regular turnout bays and reasonably good visibility of any oncoming cars. Apart from driving along the beach, this was probably the best driving conditions I experienced on the island. It was only the approach to the car park that was a bit hairy because of the very deep wheel ruts on an uphill bend. It was a little bit tricky. But otherwise, fairly comfortable driving. If you want to know more about this swim and others on the island, visit swimmingholeheaven.com.